So I found a place where I'm sleeping. I'm sleeping over here by Point Loma, right on the harbor. All right. So it's currently midnight here, January 5th, 2022. And yeah, I'm in my tent right now and I'm about to go to bed. And I have the freaking end goal in mind, but I know that it takes sacrifice.
And I was homeless in my truck for about three months, and it wasn't really a great experience for me. And I figured that I had to make a change.
Hey， 大家好，欢迎收看房产经纪工作室。我们这个频道是专门为华人房地产经纪设定的一个频道，所以如果你对这个行业有憧憬，或者是想要 get to the next level 的话 ，make sure 你把这个频道订阅下来。那我们今天很荣幸，也很开心，请到了我们的一个好朋友，一个好同事 Phil San。Phil San 是我大概在2年前我们开了我们这个办公室的时候我认识的，那时候他是我们一个同事的朋友，然后他穿了一个军装走进来我们的办公室，然后我也有一个 conversation 跟他聊之后觉得说，这个男的蛮特别的，所以今天我们让他来跟大家分享一下他的故事，他的 journey. So Phil, can you briefly introduce yourself to the audience about like who you are and how you got into the industry?
Absolutely. Ni hao, my name's Philip San. I left for the military when I was 17, and I did about 8.5 years in the military. Been everywhere, right? 30 countries, 20-something states, fought in Afghanistan against ISIS back in 2016. And I followed my passions, and my passions led me to my truck. And I was homeless in my truck for about three months, and it wasn't really a great experience for me. And I figured that I had to make a change. So I looked up the top 4 most common occupations that made up the most millionaire. It was a study done by Dave Ramsey, done in 2016. And the top 4 occupations that made up the most millionaires was engineers, accountants, teachers, and lawyers. And I was thinking to myself, oh man, I don't got time to go to law school, doing all these different jobs. It takes a lot of time, right? So I was looking for the most creative way to make some money so I can take care of my family. And I found out that you can get one certification in cybersecurity. It's called Security Plus. And I became an engineer for Boeing, right? Then afterwards, I got the nice 6-figure salary, and I thought to myself, man, I'm not wealthy yet. What's going on here? Then I found out that 84% of millionaires get their net worth from real estate. So I ended up buying my first house. And from there, I realized that I found out what I really love, which is real estate. So a couple months into my engineering job, I didn't feel very fulfilled. So I found out that I had to go make a change. So I started looking into the real estate industry. Then that's how I met Jack. So I ended up at Jack's grand opening at EXP. I left work right away down in San Diego and drove to his office over here in the City of Industry. And it was amazing. I showed up in my military uniform, and Jack and Ethan and the entire EXP family was really welcoming. And they helped me build me up into who I am today, which is a entrepreneur, real estate investor who owns multiple properties, and on my way towards Icon Agent, and all with the help of Jack, Ethan, and the team. It's been a really amazing experience. So I'm excited to be here today. So thank you so much, Jack.
Awesome. And first of all, thank you for your service.
Oh, appreciate it. Thanks for your support, man.
And I know because I seen you from day one, joining us basically. And I know that time when you joined us, you also mentioned to us that you're doing a couple other things. And after I got to know you a little bit more, we play some poker too.
Yeah, a lot of poker, Oh.
So let's talk about when you first got started. Because I know that first year you did 6 deals.
Yes.
7 deals.
Yes.
6 to 7 deals. And at the same time, you were doing a couple other things as well. I know in the past 2 years, why don't you share with the audience? First year, what were you doing aside from real estate? And second year, like also, because you're also doing schooling as well. Yep. What did you share with the audience real quick?
Yeah, so it was a little bit of a grind. I came out at 26 and I felt like a loser. I didn't have a degree to my name. I was like $40,000 in debt. It was really horrible actually. So for me, I realized that I had to put myself into grind mode, right? So 3, 4, 5 different jobs. So I became an engineer for Boeing, right? Without my degree. I knocked out my bachelor's degree in 9 months. I knocked out like 49 credits.
Wait. Bachelor degree in 9 months?
Yeah, in cybersecurity. There's ways to go about it. You can hack your degree. Okay. So for example, let's say you're really good in math. You can take a math test, and if you pass the math test, you get 3 college credits, and you're able to expedite the process there.
Yeah.
So I actually ended up finishing my degree out of school in Maryland in cybersecurity. So I was a cybersecurity engineer, right? Private security engineering. It's a mixture between engineering and cybersecurity.
I did that. Most people do that in 4 years, right?
Absolutely. Well, speed. Speed is so important in business and life in general, right? Okay. You got to go out there and really put your best foot forward, because the average life expectancy in the U.S. is 76 years old. So let's consider the first 18 years of your life isn't your own. If you're already 33, 34, guess what? You're almost halfway done for your life.
Yeah.
So speed's really important. So I knocked out the bachelor's in 9 months. Then I applied for USC to get into the master's program in business. And I'm about to finish that up in May. So literally bachelor's, master's degree in 2 years, while working as a full-time engineer for Boeing, while doing real estate, while running Airbnb, starting up different businesses. But it's only possible with the support network, right? The support network that EXP provides, the mentorship from Jack, from Ethan, from Clarence, my mentors, they're invested in my success. And I wouldn't be here without these guys here. So thanks, man.
Appreciate that. And at the same time, you're able to have fun too. I see that you travel around a lot.
Absolutely.
Throughout the year.
Yeah, just came back from London, just came back from Iceland. I guess the common question is like, Philip, how do you do it? And I'd say 16, 18-hour days and not too much sleep. You can do it for a short period of time, especially when you're young and single and you don't have commitments to your family. You can go out there and do this, right? Obviously, obligations become a little more difficult once you have family. Oh, congrats on
thank you so much. Appreciate
it, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah. So he's single. So if you're interested, let me know. I'll shoot you his OnlyFans. 谢谢. So yeah. So Phil, you're doing all this thing, and that was very amazing, right? How are you able to sell 6 homes last year? And this home, how many homes will you be selling?
Anywhere from like 25 to like 30. On track towards Icon Agent, guys. I just need a few more.
Yeah.
And Icon Agent, woo,
It's great. $16,000 back.
Yeah, $16,000 back. It's at other companies they give you like a trophy.
Yeah.
But at EXP they give you $16,000 back in stocks, and it's great. EXP is the best company ever. I'm a pretty analytical guy. I looked at all the other companies. I looked at KW, Compass, Century 21, but EXP is literally the best for people who want to grow, right? Mainly because it's orientated, like the business model is orientated towards a culture of growth, and it's just the best. I can't complain. I'm very happy that I went with EXP, and I'm here with EXP till the day I leave the industry, which is never.
Awesome. So can you share with the audience, like, what's your daily schedule like? You're maneuvering all this thing, and at the same time, you are servicing your client, obviously, or else it wouldn't be selling like about 30 homes combined in the 2 years. Like, what's your schedule like?
So I wake up at 5, I go hit the gym, and right when I wake up, I start working, right? And I work until people stop calling me, right? So like sometimes people call me at 12, people call me at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and I'm always up answering calls, because buying a home is a very stressful experience, especially for the clients, and especially if it's their first time. So I understand that. So I make it known to my clients, hey, anytime you need help or you have any questions, call me up, text me up, and I'm always going to answer. As long as I'm not sleeping, which is typically around from 2 a.m. to about like 5 a.m., then I will answer, right? So I guess you just don't go from 7 homes to 25 homes without putting in the work. And that's what it takes. It's about putting in the work. And I believe in scaling, right? So social media is a great way to scale. I get a lot of my clients from social media, whether it be YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. You really got to protect your brand, right? Because that's what it's about, personal branding. So there's 3 things that people are looking for when they're looking for an agent. They're looking for whether or not you're sharp as attack. So that means that you dress well, you present yourself well. They're looking for someone who's an expert in their field. So like I know what I'm talking about when it comes to real estate, thanks to the help of my mentors, yourself, Ethan, Clarence, all these guys here that's helped me out. And lastly, you need to be enthusiastic as hell. I don't think people understand why I'm so enthusiastic about real estate. It's mainly because I was in my truck about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So I love real estate. It's changed my life. I was able to buy my mom a house, and I was able to reach financial freedom through real estate. And obviously, you can only really get there if you have great mentorship. So it's not about what Philip has done. It's not really so much more a reflection on me. It's more so a reflection on the people who've guided me there. So like I said, like you helped me a lot. Coming to your grand opening was eye-opening for me. You know, I was in the military. I was like siloed in the military for like 8 years, almost a decade of my life, and seeing the culture at your office, seeing real estate and what it can do for people, and like how you get to change people's lives. My favorite thing about real estate is helping the clients get into their home and give them the keys, because everything changes. It's like the most, I don't know, it's very heartwarming, you know? It's very exciting. So yeah, I love it. Awesome. But my schedule is like 16, 18-hour days of just straight work.
Wow. And you mentioned about like you get your client, a lot of them from social media, Instagram, YouTube, any other resources?
Mainly just word of mouth. Sphere of influence is really important. You don't want to be a secret agent, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of people, they get their real estate license and they're very timid. Mm-hmm. You know, the first day that I got my real estate license, I went ahead and rebranded my entire social media. My IG handle used to be Sandman Travels, because I used to love traveling a lot. I still do actually, but I realized it would better serve me and the people that I'm able to serve if I rebranded as Philip Sand, SoCal Realtor, or Realtor, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, sphere of influence. I tell everyone that I meet that I'm a real estate agent in a very nonchalant way. Yeah. And from there, it allows me to help them get into their homes and help them with their investments and help them build wealth.
I know that you're in the military, and you mentioned to me a few times that some of your client, or actually a good amount of your client, came from the military background. So is that one of your niche that you focus on?
Absolutely. I think in business in general, it's very important to figure out what your target demographic is. In my particular scenario, since I was in the military for so long, I understand the VA home loan very, very well. So my clients, they are VA folks, right? They have access to the VA home loan, which is 0% down, no PMI, and you're able to do some pretty amazing things with the VA home loan. So I would say about 60% of my clients are VA home loan clients, you know, but you know, outside of that, it's really important to niche down. You can be a family divorce real estate agent, right? Go reach out to a couple law firms, talk to them, try to generate leads that way. You can be a I don't know, like a probate real estate agent. There's so many ways to go ahead and make money in real estate and help out your clients, because if there's a need and you're able to fix that problem, then like you're going to be really successful in real estate. Niche down.
Great point. I think one thing you mentioned just now is that, because obviously you're in the military, you know what they are thinking, what they are going through, where their life is. So if you're looking at the couple points that you mentioned earlier, probate, divorce, even bankruptcy, all this thing, if you want to get into it, you gotta know what they're going through. You gotta know how you can serve them and help them, what kind of programs are out there, and guide them through that process. So let's talk about investment, because I know that you asked me a couple times on like how should you build your portfolio, because how old are you right now?
I'm 28.
28.
28 years old.
Yeah, awesome. And you started this when you were 26.
Yeah, started my wealth building journey at 26 with negative $40,000 in debt.
Okay, and can you share with people, like, what did you buy? You mentioned you bought your mama home, and that's really heartwarming. So good job. Congratulations on that.
Appreciate it.
I remember you mentioned you got a couple properties too, right?
Right, yeah. So I went from my truck to buying a 2-bed, 2-bath down there in San Diego, and I moved into it for about 20 days or so. Then I realized, wait a minute, I can rent out the rooms and make money. The strategy is called house hacking, right? So my mortgage and everything included was about $2,400, and I was able to rent out each room for $1,500, right? And I was able to make a $600 cash flow on this. By the way, San Diego is the #1 most unaffordable place to live in the entire U.S., so you're able to charge a premium, right? It's more expensive than San Francisco, more expensive than New York. It's the most expensive. So that's why a 2-bed, 2-bath, 874 square feet place can go for $1,500 a room. So I bought the 2-bed, 2-bath, house hacked it, then I realized, man, I see how real estate can build people wealth. So I moved back into my truck for about another month, up until I know, a little bit of a crazy story, right? I was just like, man, if I really want to buy a house for my mom one day, because I've been telling this for years, right? Well, like when I was like 22, 24, 25, I didn't know how I was going to do it. But I moved into my home and I realized, oh, wait a minute, I can take this money and buy my mom a house if I just move out and take a little bit more sacrifice. So I moved into my house, moved out of the house, back into my truck for about a month, up until I ended up getting out of the military and moved back home. So I went from homeless in my truck for 3 months, moved to my house, then I was homeless for another 1 month. But this time it was different though, because it was homeless based off of my will. Before it was out of my control. But yeah, in this particular scenario, I felt empowered, and I knew that I was going to be successful in real estate. I actually came home and I told my mom, Mommy, one day I'm going to buy you a home. You just got to wait, and one day we're going to be really successful. You don't need to worry about anything. I'm going to retire you. And she just couldn't believe it, right? And I believed it deep down inside. And I guess that's the lesson in itself. In life, it doesn't matter what anyone else believes. What matters more, the number one most important thing, is your belief in yourself and your conviction in what you gotta do. So yeah, bought that house. Then I bought my mom a house about a year later. Then I'm about to pick up another property in February. So in about like 2-3 weeks, I'm buying a place down there in San Diego, and I'm also gonna house hack that. It's a 4-bed, 3-bath. Rent out each room for $1,500 each. That's $6,000, and a mortgage is about $5,700.
Nice.
So yeah, on top of that, also had a few Airbnbs. I have Airbnbs out in Texas and Airbnbs over here in Monterey Park. And all this happened within a 2-year time frame. Financial independence and freedom, thanks to real estate and good mentorship.
While finishing bachelor and master degree.
Right on. You don't need it. It definitely helps, but you don't need it to be a really good real estate agent.
Yeah.
No one really cares.
So you know a lot of agents, and there are many agents that's doing obviously full-time and also part-time, right? And a lot of the time we hear from part-time agents, they're like, I don't have time, or their mindset or mentality is just not like, I'm gonna go all in on real estate. So what's your thought about that?
I think it's okay, right? Because real estate, initially when you first start up, it can be a little bit difficult to generate leads and generate clients. So you need to live, right? So if you go full-time in real estate full-time, if you go into real estate full-time, it puts your back up against the wall and it forces you to perform. So you have no other choice but to pick up the calls, and you have no other choice but to knock on doors or generate leads. So I believe in putting your back up against the wall, but at the same time, I believe in not being stupid, right? So it's good as a part-time gig, real estate, up until it becomes your full-time gig, right? So real estate now earns me more money than all the other jobs that I've had, and you just need to plan it out strategically. For every other agent out there that's debating between going full-time or part-time, you just need to look at your scenario and see whether or not it's feasible. And sometimes you got to go all in. Other times you need to take a tactical pause and look at your situation and see whether or not it's smart or not. But typically, the most successful people I know, they go all in on what they want, right? So the most successful agents I know, they're all in on real estate. The most successful engineers that I know are all in on engineering. So I would say go all in. Don't be lukewarm. When you're lukewarm, you know what another word for lukewarm is? It's half-assing it. So don't half-ass the things that you do, because you're going to get half-ass results.
Was your mentality always strong like this? Like, was it because of the military, or were you always like this?
I would say the discipline that's been cultivated has been cultivated through adversity. There's a saying in the Navy, particularly within the special operations community. It's that strong character is forged through adversity. So how can you become strong if you don't go through pain or adversity? And it's just like, let's say you're sailing in a boat and you want to be the best captain in the world. How can you be the best captain in the world if you don't ever have rough seas? So you got to sail through the rough seas. The military has definitely cultivated my mentality and who I am today, but the adversities cultivated it even more. It was really rough times about 2 years ago. It was hard. Broke down my car. I was just like, oh man, I'm freaking sick and tired of going to food shelters, eating canned foods. It was horrible. But I look back in hindsight and I'm grateful for that experience, because I don't know if I would be crazy enough to be working 16, 18 hours a day if I didn't have that contrast. So whatever negative stuff happened in your life, you just got to flip it and be like, man, this is a great experience. I learned from it. I've grown from it, because I don't believe in PTSD. A lot of people talk about PTSD, but I believe in post-traumatic growth, PTG, where a messed up scenario can help you grow as a person, help you become stronger. So I'm all about it. Lastly, I want to say this. If you're in the military and you're looking for a new career and you're looking for a way to go ahead and take care of your family, retire your mother, retire your father, and you're looking for a boat to roll in, the boat is real estate 100%. Because in life, it's not about how hard you work. Obviously, that's a given. It does matter a little bit, but what matters more is what boat you're paddling in, right? So real estate has changed my life, and I know for any other veteran out there or active duty military member out there who wants to get into real estate, that it is the best venue, it's the best vehicle to take you to financial freedom. So you can reach out to me, you can reach out to Jack, you can reach out to Ethan on ways to get into the real estate industry and start building your life and start building your future.
How do they get a hold of you?
You can reach out to me on Instagram. It's philip.san, phillip.san, or you can just Google me, Philip San, and you can find my contact information that way. Easy day.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Phil. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you. Thank you. 今天真的很谢谢 Phil 来参加我们的录影，那也希望说他的故事有 inspire 你到，不管你是个 part-time agent、full-time agent， 或者你在 military， 或者像我们刚刚前面讲的，你对这个行业有憧憬。甚至是你可能遇到了一些瓶颈，你想要有一些突破的话，那我们这边都可以给你一些资讯，跟着甚至一些 training 活动来让你来参加。那我们同时间有一个微信的频道，叫做房产经纪工作室，我们会把那个 QR code 放在下面。如果你还没有订阅，那要记得把它定下来咯。那我们下集见，拜拜。
谢谢，下期见，拜拜。